Hello students and families. I just wanted to pop on here real quick and share with you a little bit about emergent writing. Yes, I am kneeling on the floor, but I just wanted to have a tabletop where you can see me working. What we know about emergent writing in ages is it typically develops between the ages of 1 year old and 6 years of age. Of course, we can encourage our infants before the age of 1 year to play with crayons and other writing materials just to explore it. But then we start to see the independent emergence of writing and interest in writing, usually around the age of 1. So I just wanted to share briefly a little bit about the different stages of emergent writing. I have a sheet that I will be sharing with you as an example. But the first stage is what you'll really see is scribbling. So a child will grab a crayon or pencil like this, or maybe they'll hold it like this. My son, he goes like this. And every now and then they might just grab the crayon independently, and that's great, and they'll hold it correctly. But really what you'll see is just scribbles like that. And that's just them exploring. They're showing their interest. And then over time of being familiar with the materials and just natural progress and development, you may start to see different types of scribbles emerge. So that's where children start to have more intention with their coloring. They might, if you have a worksheet or a coloring page, you'll see that they might be trying to color between the lines, but still in a kind of a scribbling motion. And then the next stage is letter-like forms. So then they're starting to maybe make shapes. They're attempting, or you might see little figures that start resembling faces, or a lot of times you see the eggs with the body parts sticking out like this, and that's a person. And then you'll start seeing that maybe random letters start emerging, and so kids will start drawing across the board, and you'll think, oh, what is that? And it might not necessarily have a whole lot of meaning to it yet, but kids start recognizing that parents are writing, and they see the writing in the letters and the images and books, and so their writing development emerges. So I'm going to be sharing that with you in probably kind of a PDF form on Remind, but I have an activity that I wanted to share with you. So your child might be eager to draw and scribble, but we know that little fingers don't always have the dexterity and control to handle crayons effectively. So a fun way to make it easier on them is by sticking a crayon on a toy car, so they can roll and draw at the same time. Maybe your child has not shown interest in coloring yet, and so by introducing something like this activity, might be like, wow, this is a new way that we can both start coloring and seeing the early stages of emergent writing, but this part is the part that really kind of grabs your child's attention. So what you'll need is a toy car or anything that rolls. You can grab a crayon, have some tape, and then of course any type of paper. So what you'll do is you'll lay your paper on the table. It's helpful to tape that paper down so it's not sliding around as the car is rolling around. So then once you tape the paper into place, you'll take your crayon, and this as well you will tape to the side of the car. And if you'll probably need, I have thicker crayons, you might need a little bit more tape to reach around. And so there you have the little coloring contraption. So once you place it, you'll have to test to see if does the crayon reach. And so then once you have this contraption, just let your child roll the car along the paper. Really encourage, model for your child first. They might think that's not how you're supposed to use crayons, but I have a feeling they'll be a little bit more interested than hesitant. So, but you can go ahead and model. This is what we're going to do. Go back and forth. Something that you can do for extra fun is drawing roads on the paper. So then it's like your child is driving. So I would encourage, try different colors, try different motions. Of course, absolutely start with back and forth. But if you think your child can move around, encourage them to do that. Another idea that we often try for students who are not necessarily holding the crayon correctly, so they're holding it in their fist like this, that's absolutely developmentally appropriate, but I have a lot of crayons in my classroom, so I can do this. I know you may not have many crayons at home, and so you might be hesitant, but what you can always do is we occasionally like to break our crayons in half. And so for this crayon, it makes it, because it's shorter, it makes it harder to grasp like this. And so it really encourages your child to try the tripod grip and hold it like this. And as adults, we all have our preference on how to hold. I know some people hold it like this and some people like this. As your child develops their preference, they might switch their hand motion, but you really want to show them that tripod grasp. And so this is, model with them. You can help support them holding it, put their fingers in the right place. But this is just an extra tip of how we support students in the classroom who might have a hard time, using the crayons appropriately. Another tip is just if your child is interested, and you can always tape another color on the other side, and you got different colors going on at the same time. I hope that you're able to try that tip, that your child would enjoy the coloring with the cards, something different, grasping their attention. And so we look for activities like that that are really going to draw your child in, especially if they may not have interest on their own. So you pull out different activities like this that helps them. All right, everybody, you have a great day.